Hi and welcome to Young Paleo. My name is Andrew and today we're back here and we're cooking a really delicious paleo coconut chicken curry. So I guess we could say it's Thai in influence and infusion, but we're just adding a few changes to what might be considered a traditional Thai curry. Anyway, so to get started, what we're doing, instead of you serving this on the usual coconut rice, what we're doing is we're using some grated sweet potato. So what I've done here is I've grated 3 sweet potatoes in advance here, just peeled them and grated them, so just got sort of long shredded pieces. And what that's going to do is it's going to help really bulk the curry up. Anyway, so getting started, what we're going to do here is I've got 2 pans. So I've got one that I'm doing the sauce in and one that I'm going to be doing our chicken in. And I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil to the pan here. And while that is just quietly melting, I have peeled 4 cloves of garlic and I'm just going to crush those in and just add them to that coconut oil. So I'm going to hang on to the leftover bits from the crushed garlic because we can actually chop and add that into it as well, which I'm probably going to want to do. So I have 4 reasonably large cloves of garlic here, and I'm just adding those. Just going to ease that temperature down a little bit on that oil. Obviously with coconut oil it has a much lower cooking point, so it smokes quite quickly. Anyway, what I'm going to do, so I'm just move that chicken breast to one side there, and I'm just going to finely chop that garlic as well, just because I don't really want to waste any of that. It's all yummy stuff to have, so just going to throw that in there. Ease that temperature right down. And we're also, I've just got a chunk of ginger, not huge, but just big enough. And I'm just going to grate that into there as well. That's probably enough there. Just going to stir that round a wee bit. And then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of curry powder. So just stir that in a wee bit. I'm actually going to add 2 teaspoons there because I think one's probably not enough. That's 2. And I'm going to add in some lemongrass. Now, I was planning on using completely fresh lemongrass, but unfortunately they're out of stock of that at my local supermarket, so I've had to improvise here and use lemongrass paste. So I'm actually just going to put 2 teaspoons of this in here. As you'll realise, lemongrass is a fairly essential or integral part of Thai cooking. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of coriander seeds, or ground coriander, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of poppy seeds as well. So just mush that around so the lemongrass and all the other bits and pieces are just making a paste there. And now that's working its way in, what we're going to do is we're going to add a can of coconut cream to that. So immediately you're going to see some of the colour start to come out of that paste and into the coconut cream, and it's going to go quite a yellow colour, which is great. So we're just going to stir that through for a moment before we put the kumara in. Kumara obviously is a New Zealand word for sweet potato. Okay, so that's just starting to boil now, so I'm going to put 3 sweet potato in there. So that's soaking that up quite quickly. So now what we're going to do, just ease the temperature back on that, and we're going to work on our chicken. So got a pan over here, I'm just going to turn on and start heating, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of coconut oil into that pan as well. Now I've got 4 fairly large breasts here, so I just want to get this last one cut up, and I've also got 2 peeled brown onions that I want to add into that pan before I put the chicken in. So our chicken's all diced there. Just going to push that to one side and just do our onions. And we're just dicing that, and again, not too fine. Now that's heating up quite nicely, so I'm just going to grab some of that onion and throw it in while I get the second one done. So I'm just going to stir this around a wee bit. Now that's cooking along, so I'm just going to come back to the sauce for a second, and what I'm going to do is I've got 2 limes here, and I'm just running the knife through those. I want the juice out of those, so just going to juice those 2 limes into that mix. Right, so just going to run that through. That looks good. So back over to the onion. That's perfect. So now I'm going to throw in the chicken. So while we've got that going on, just going to chop our peppers into sort of nice chunks. You don't want to cut it too fine. We've got 3 of them going in there, so they're certainly making their presence felt. So they're sorted. So I'm just going to add about a dozen mushrooms, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to quarter them. because I want them still reasonably chunky. I don't want them sliced. So I'm just going to check on that chicken again. It's coming along quite nicely. In fact, that's ready to throw in with the mix now. So what we're going to do is take that lid off for a bit. Just give this a stir. And we're going to add in our peppers and our mushrooms. And we're going to tip in that chicken and onion as well. So just pop that to one side, turn that off. I can turn that off now as well. Now, in order to liven things up a little bit, we'll just heat it up. You could put in some chilies here as well, but for the sake of timing, what I'm going to use are some hot chili flakes, and I'm just going to sprinkle them over there like that. And stir that through. So that's sort of about a teaspoonful. Obviously you just adjust those quantities depending on how strong your palate is. So from there we're just going to put that lid on and we're just going to let that cook through for about another 4 or 5. Don't forget to add our cashews. So those just a cup of raw cashews. And I'm just going to put that lid back on. Ease that temperature up slightly and just let that cook through for about another 5 or 8 minutes, and then we're going to be ready to serve. So I'll see you back here in about 8 minutes and I'll show you what the final result is. So see you in a few moments. Okay, so it's been about 5 to 8 minutes now and we're ready to serve this. So I'm just going to grab a hearty scoop of it. And there we have it. So it's really simple, a little bit different with that grated sweet potato in it. So really hope you enjoy that. That's our Paleo coconut chicken curry. Really hope you enjoy it and look forward to seeing you back at Yum Paleo for your next recipe. See you soon.